when I was a freshman, my first year of high school. I got my first scholarship, uh, and that scholarship came from University of Tennessee. So that was my first scholarship, and I'm like, dang, I get to go to college for free, and I just thought, if I can go to college for free, I can, even do bigger things with basketball.
When you were deciding to go to college, you had a lot number of offers. What made you decide to switch and go to Washington? What did you feel that going to the Huskies in the Pac-12 was the best decision for you to continue your development?
Yeah, I just had a great relationship with Coach Mike Hopkins, at University of Washington, and he was originally at Syracuse, and I had a relationship with him since I was 14 years old. So when he made that move to get the head coach job at Washington, when it came to the recruiting process, to me it came down to who did I have the best relationship with, and it was him. So that's how I made my decision.
Must be a an adjustment going from the high school level to the college level, especially when, um, in terms of the next step towards your eventual dream going into the NBA. What was the most difficult part of the adjustment?
I feel like every level you go to, the speed of the game changes. So high school to college, to me it was sort of kind of like a different type of speed of the game. So it obviously ended up slowing down for me, and after a few games, and it was great. So I'd definitely say that was probably the biggest transition.
I understand that throughout your entire season and your only season in Washington, that you wore the number 33 in honor of Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing. Why did you decide to I guess honor him in that way? And also, what did Patrick mean to you, not only as an elite player, but also born in Jamaica as well?
Yeah, obviously it was before my time, but when I grew up, I watched a lot of his highlights, and um, I love this game, and it's a lot of people find it weird just because I'm so young, but I feel like he was one of the bigs, first bigs to start putting the face up in his game and shooting jump shots and those types of things. So not only that, I found out he was Jamaican as well, and that made me even crazier about him and his career and everything. So uh, he's definitely the reason why I wore number 33. I wore that throughout high school, all the way up to college.
Your father emigrated from Jamaica in the early 80s, and you've been embraced in that kind of Jamaican culture. How much of it is because of his influence and the way you grew up, and how much of it is being, from New York in a state where there's a very strong Jamaican community?
Yeah, I say it's a little bit of both. Just growing up with my father and that side of the family, it just always showed me how to just work hard. Obviously my dad, where he came from, and what it took for him to get here to the States and have me and my brother. So just growing up, my dad just showed me examples of how to make it in life, how to work hard, and how to have a will to not be denied. And another part of it is just being born and raised in Rochester, New York, living in the heart of the city, and also having to beat those odds as well. Trying to make it out, trying to be the next one from Rochester, New York, to be in the NBA.
In terms of what is I guess the best thing about being immersed in that in the Jamaican culture and getting to know about where you came from?
Knowing just how much how much it means to be a Jamaican. How people are just so proud of being Jamaican. And for me, I take that very seriously because I feel like it runs through my veins. It runs through my blood, and I have a big part of that in me. And obviously, learning from my dad, how hard he worked. I feel like all Jamaicans are hard workers, and I feel like they're all just cut from a different type of cloth.
There are also Jamaican homegrown talent that is in the NBA, such as Nick Richards, such as Romaro Gill. Do you feel in terms of that you're seeing that you will see in terms of an increase of Jamaican players in the NBA in the future, given the amount of players also in college as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely feel like it's a lot of Jamaican basketball players, uh, and they may not be Jamaican born, but just like me, they have parents who were born in Jamaica, and so I feel like it's a lot of basketball players out there that has that Jamaican in their blood, and I feel like as it continues to go on, it's going to be a lot of more Jamaican players playing on the stage.
With dealing with the things that you deal with now on the court, off the court, and in terms of moving, making sure that as an NBA player that you're constantly performing up to the level that you set for yourself. What is one of the things that you do to keep yourself grounded, or who has been a person, whether it has been your father or any of your mentors, has kept you grounded during this process?
Honestly, I say God keeps me grounded. He keeps me humble, so I don't have to be humble. So I always just stay humble. I stay thankful and stay prayed up. So because I know without him, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this position, and so I feel like if it's one person that just keeps me grounded, it's definitely the Lord.
Mhm.